you guys. How are you? I am so happy to be here with you guys. I'm sorry I'm late. I was sitting here like 6 minutes before going live at my computer and had to go give someone a ride really quick. But now I'm here. Let's see. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Luana. Hey, 7 of us. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, Cool Gamer. Hey, Amber Lou. Vicky. What are you guys up to? I thought we had to come on here and talk about Lori Vallow and her in court yesterday. Hey, Rena. Good to see you. Thank you, Lynn. Oh, you guys, look at this. This is my birthday card with Jack Harlow. I love him. He's one of my most favorite. He's so cute. And then Punksy sent me these roses, which I love. And then in Xantor, if you come in here, there's your drawing. And I have all kinds of other stuff from you guys up here. But I love that. It was so sweet. Thanks, Cool Gamer. You're awesome. So Lori Vallow had court yesterday, and oh my God. Here, let me show you guys. So let's go to Twitter at Nate Eaton on Kylie Rodney. Maria, I've been covering it some and watching it a lot. But the last 2 days, I know that there's a lot with this, what's his name? Ronnie, with that new guy that came out and came on that Icked Mouse show and stuff. I have a lot of thoughts there. Matter of fact, I'll show you something really quick. Okay. Well, remind me after, and we'll talk about it after we get through Lori. So here she is leaving the courthouse. Look at her. She's fucking thrilled to be there. Excuse my language, but y'all know it is what it is over here. So, we are adults. This is an adult show. We talk about graphic, true crime, and sometimes we use a lot of curse words. It is what it is. Look at her. And I don't know. To me, she doesn't look the same exactly. The tie-dye millionaire. Who's the tie-dye millionaire? Ryan Upchurch just proved Ronnie is fake. Oh my God. Hey, LFT. Oh my God, he did. I really like Ryan Upchurch. I would love to have him on here. I've messaged him on TikTok about that actually, but I don't even know if he or commented on his thing because you can't message unless you're friends over there. But Crazy Mama. Hey, Crazy Mama. We cuss like sailors with the dash of a truck driver. She is in her own reality. Oh, thank you, Cool Gamer. Yeah, we just started. I was late starting. Rena, I'm happy you're here. I don't ever want you to feel any way about coming here. I adore you, and you are my friend. We've been friends for a long time. No, we're not best close friends that talk every single day, but that doesn't matter. So please, yeah, I don't ever. You, Alex, are the tie-dye millionaire. Just, I was wondering if that's what you're talking about. Look, I'm a young mom who is not working this big, fancy job, and yeah, sometimes I struggle, but I'm not out here scheming and scamming and all that shit like that person is. And I'm also, yeah, I don't know. It just grosses me out. It's like, oh yeah, let me make for one. Everything I do, I would never do something wrong just for money, and it's just stupid. Everything that I do it because it's what I feel is the right thing to do. I will never worry about money or struggle because my parents are really good to me, and if I'm maybe I won't have everything I want, but if say I was really struggling, my parents would help me. And yeah, so, and my vehicle's paid off. I have a home that is paid off in West Virginia that we're about to sell, a little trailer. Yes, it's a trailer, but it doesn't matter. My finances are no one's business. I didn't appreciate that. It's deflection. I am sorry that you are getting caught because you've done something highly illegal. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to do nothing wrong to anybody. It is what it is. But anyways, let me Oh, I'm so glad you love that one. That one was really cute. I forgot about that. I know, you're right, crazy mama. It's the one person who made this like post, it really irked me because it's like it wasn't true. And then also just like of all people, I've really seen um behind the scenes kind of the damage that's been done there. So it's you know. Anyways, thank you, Vicky. If you think my tie-dye is ugly, don't fucking buy it. You know what I mean? Okay, let's keep going through this. People are mean, you guys. I don't know. It's crazy. They're mean. So here is her coming out. Now, watch.
What'd you think of the hearing, Lori? What'd you think of the hearing, Lori? Anything you want to say, Lori? Anything you want to say, Lori?
Look at her. She's like, I'm just so happy to be here.
What'd you think of the hearing, Lori?
Watch her. Watch when she gets in. That's when she does that big smile with where he got that picture. Bentley, I am live.
Anything you want to say, Lori?
Everybody back, please.
What'd you think of the hearing, Lori? Anything you want to say, Lori?
Everybody back, please.
He X him out. Hope that made them feel better. Yeah,
What'd
let me
you think
talk
of the
shit
hearing,
about
Lori?
a young mom with 2 kids who is trying her damn best just to get through and give them the life they deserve. Let me talk shit about her selling tie-dye. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's stop here for a second. Let me put it like right here where we can see her. Bulletproof vest. That's really interesting. Is that a requirement? Is that a request that she made? Is that something her lawyers wanted her to do? I don't know. I don't know. Does she have people threatening her life? No, you still can't see when she's in there. Then you have the hair. She doesn't have roots. When she was arrested at first, after like a month or two, I do recall her having roots. So that's interesting. The hairstyle is interesting. It's very like childlike, not something we're used to seeing with Lori. Hey, kitty cat. Hey, funfetti vampire. She probably needed that vest. What others say makes no difference. Taking care of your family. I applaud you. Oh, thank you, Luanna. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, I don't want to bring that stuff here anyways. I really shouldn't. So she did great on the catwalk during her hearing today. Oh, I know. Yes, I can picture her flipping her hair around like Jodi Arias. Did it? Okay, you guys. Why was Chad not there? Think about this. If they were madly in love, they haven't seen each other for 2 years, and this is the day where they have the opportunity to come to court together and see each other. But instead, Chad's lawyer takes care of it, through like however. I know that he had taken care of it beforehand, so they didn't have to come to court. To me, I believe that Chad's going to put everything on Lori. I believe he's going to say he had no idea on Lori and Alex. And I believe that because also the kids coming out saying that Chad would not do that. He would not bury bodies on his own property. He would not bury bodies in a shallow manner. I know, Sonia. Oh my God. She probably does. You're right. Hey, Dave G. I don't know if it's mandatory, but it's probably typical where there's a lot of attention. I'm waiting for a side ponytail on top of her head. Yes. Oh my God. Chad doesn't want to see her. Pointer lover, I will email you this evening with your tracking. I think Chad has rolled on Lori. I do too. Something's going on there. Thank you, LFT. Yes, I'll show you that picture again because it's right here on Nadine's Twitter. Hey, Parawoman Radio. Don't remember whose, but Lori has a clothing and hair budget in her case. What? Now, there are hair salons in some prisons, right? But not in county jail, I don't think. And where is she getting her hair done? That's okay, X amount. I love it. I think that I agree with you. Johnny, Lori Vallow, no way. Okay, look. Here's the one of her in the car. She's like, ready for my moment. I just cannot. So here is, let me stop that, and we're going to go to their court hearing and look at some of that. Hit a 1 if you want to slap and knock that smirk off of her face. Can you imagine being there in person? She did have makeup on. I think he will flip on her, but I don't think he's innocent. I'm sure that's what he's going to say on the stand after he cuts his deal. Chad Daybell is part of the I believe that he may be the mastermind, and if not, they both are together, but he's very much a part of this. I don't know that this would have ever happened without Chad being involved. He's the one who told her how light and dark each one of her family members were. You know what I mean? He's the one who had all this information. I want you guys to watch her face when Tylee is mentioned. It's an hour long. We're not going to watch it all because I probably only have about an hour. But I think that that's a really, really important part. Shoot. I don't have my headphones on. Hey, Mystic. Thank you. Chad is just as guilty. Yes, they were in a freaking pet cemetery. Oh, Lori Vallow. No. Oh, my God. I didn't mean to do that, you guys.
Courtroom.
I'm going to have to mute for a second. Good morning. Crazy Mama, I know. Hey, Bella.
22-21-1624 State versus Lori Noreen Vallow. This is the time scheduled for a hearing on motions that are pending filed by the defense. As we get started, a couple of procedural issues the court would like to take up. First of all, for the public in attendance, we do have an administrative
It's so quiet. Hey, TCA.
in the courthouse and within the courtroom. I would reiterate the prohibitions that are contained in the order governing courtroom conduct. On page 2 of that order, that cell phones, and I'll just read that to make sure everyone's clear on this, that's in attendance, with the exception of approved media and court.
Hang on, I'm going to pull it up somewhere else because I can hardly hear that. I'm sure you guys can't either. And I don't have my headphones right here by me, so let's see. Do you think that Dawn, I don't know. Not about Lori. I was just thinking, like, do you think that Don Wells do you guys think that he would cover something happening to Summer up for Candace? Or do you think he would be angry and like be against Candace at that point? And then I'll find it. Let me put it back up. Give her the attention she craves. Lori Vallow craves attention, that's for daggone sure. I know that Crime Talk streamed her in court too. They're outside. Streamed one day ago. Let's go here.
I've been getting paid $1,000 a month.
Okay, so I will mute my mic because you guys won't be, it will echo, and I'll be right. We're going to watch just a minute or two, and then we will, oh my God. Then we will come back and discuss some of this. So let me mute.
Good morning. We're going on the record in this matter. This is case CR 22-21-1624, State versus Lori Noreen Vallow. This is the time scheduled for a hearing on motions that are pending filed by the defense. As we get started, a couple of procedural issues the court would like to take up. First of all, for the public in attendance, we do have an administrative order.
I still can hardly hear that.
Both in the courthouse and within the courtroom.
Okay, I still can hardly hear that. I'm going to pause for a second. Right here behind her is one of the investigators. He testified in the pretrial, and there's another one that stands right here. And I really loved him, but he is. They are some of the people who found the kids. Oh, I love you too. I think Don would cover if Candace has secrets on him. Why is this so daggone quiet? What they did to Tylee was beyond evil. How you can sit in a courtroom, no wonder when they mention her name, Lori Vallow gets quite a look on her face. She starts to seem as if she's almost recalling things. She's kind of looking around. Her eyes start blinking. She almost even seems to breathe deeper. And I want you guys to really hear that. It's so damn quiet, though. I've got my headphones in and I can hardly hear it. Oh my God. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me just try to get to that part. And then I don't know why. It must be the cork volume. But I swear when I listened yesterday, it was not that quiet.
Would reiterate the prohibition.
Look at her. She's just so happy to be there.
Daybell is here represented by her attorneys Jim Archibald and John Thomas. In terms of these motions,
I can't.
clarified for the court who's intending to argue
Audio up, please. Yep, no one can hear it. Is it echoing for you guys since it's so quiet? It probably isn't.
And who will be offering responsive argument from the state?
I will, Your Honor.
Mr. Wood will present argument for the state. The court would note that we did previously have scheduled a motion in regards to consumptive DNA testing that was set for today. The court has received a stipulation and an order which I've signed that resolved that issue. And so that is not being taken up for hearing this morning based on the order entered.
What do you think that she's thinking when she looks disappointed about the, okay, good. Thank you, crazy mama. Thank you, pointer lover. And then she looks as if she's disappointed about the DNA. Now, I don't know how many of you guys believe in psychics. I believe somewhat, but not in everything or all of them. I think there's a lot of fakery that happens, and we know how greedy people are. Money is the root of everything evil. But Donna, the psychic who did accurately predict where they would be found, how far apart they would be from each other, that Tylee, I mean, how could someone predict that Tylee would be dismembered and burned and that JJ, hold on one second. Okay. Sorry, Bentley was right here. But I could not say this around him, but how could she accurately predict Tylee would be dismembered and burned and predict that JJ would be wrapped in plastic, two different colors, white and black, duct tape. So my point is, she said when she had this vision or whatever, that Lori had the tape around her arm and that she was using her mouth trying to pull it off to tape up JJ. So the DNA test, part of what they're testing is the tape. If that's the case, I'm hopeful they might get some of her DNA. The second thing would be hair. You know, Donna said there was a big fight. They're testing JJ's fingernails. Crazy Mama, she did a video yesterday where she talked about it all. She talked about the court case. She also thinks that Chad's going to turn on Lori. It's where she mentioned it on the arm. And she also mentioned something else. What was it? You know what she said that blew my mind yesterday? She said that Chad was a psychic too, but that he really was, and that he was using his gift for evil, basically. And her predictions, like not her predictions, but her video, she also talks about how all the dates of these things happen and fall on like satanic holidays or how, I don't know how you would say that, but very odd dates. Did Bentley say whoop whoop? I don't know. He's upstairs. Can you imagine how awful it was for Dawn? Oh my God. She said that she had been following a lot of cases privately and doing readings on them, but I don't know if I agree with that. Most psychics say everyone is psychic. That's true. If I've heard that too. They say anyone could be if you kind of work on it. That's just what she said. I thought that was really interesting. I have to listen to her somewhat because her prediction was so close. But she said that she would have never done this if her daughter hadn't come with Tylee. So, like the first time that she did a reading, that her daughter showed up with her. Yeah, you guys gotta go watch her latest video. We all have the ability to tap in. He was a cult leader, basically. She was not very intelligent, plus not love her children. Okay, let's listen to a bit more. I'm sorry, you guys, you can't hear it. I really want to get to the Tylee part, and I don't think it's far. Oh, Bella, I've watched most of them. Meant to be there yet today.
On that. What remains then for the court today are two motions as they relate to the charges that are contained in the indictment. Two separate motions, one as it relates to aggravating factors, and the other motion as it relates to counts 1 and 3 with the conspiracy charges. We'll hear argument on those motions. I will indicate one other procedural matter that upon completion of this hearing, the audience will be instructed by the security here in the bailiffs as to when you'll be leaving the courtroom for security purposes. So please remain seated until you're instructed to leave the courtroom upon the conclusion of this hearing. So going forward to the motions now, let me first just ask Mr. Thomas, is the defense ready to proceed with your motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And is the state ready to proceed this morning, Mr. Wood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. First motion, I'd like to take up the state's response as well, and if you'd like to present argument on that at this time, you may.
Certainly, Your Honor. Thank you. We would also, we have filed a motion to incorporate federal and state constitutional grounds in support of future motions and objections. That has not yet been heard. So I would just like to put that on the record that we are relying upon that motion, and we're relying upon the 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution. There are about 70 cases that are cited in that motion. I can read those off for the clerk or for the reporter if the court is okay with that, or
Mr. Wood, what is the state's response on the motion for further probable cause determination on aggravating factors?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be brief. As Mr. Thomas has pointed out, there is controlling law on this issue, directly on this issue in State versus Abdullah. It's a 2015 case, capital case, where the death penalty was found. And I'll just, this is in my brief, but I'll just read from it very quickly. This is a direct quote from that case. We also hold that there is no constitutional requirement that the state present evidence demonstrating probable cause for each aggravating circumstance to properly notify the defendant of its intent to seek the death penalty. And so, as Mr. Thomas did state, that is controlling. It's the Supreme Court of the state of Idaho. That analysis starts, their analysis starts with a discussion of Ring versus Arizona, which is the case that found that death penalty needs to be found by a jury. And that case has been interpreted.
Okay, so they are trying to, he wants the aggravating factors, which would be part of what would lead her to get the death penalty. He wants that to go back to a grand jury. She's totally singing a hymn or something in her head while others speak the entire time. Now I hear it. Let me turn it up to 11, as Spinal Tap would say. It's so hard to hear, but I know she totally does look like she's like all in her head. This is basically the issue was just raised for the purposes of the appeal. See, look.
Raise the issue, but as of for this case today, I think this decision's already been made by the Supreme Court.
All right, thank you for the response, Mr. Wood. Mr. Thomas, do you have any rebuttal argument to make?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court's considered the motion then at this point 3 of the indictment. If you'd like to present your argument on that motion at this time, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Our main argument revolves around counts 1 and 3, that they're confusing to the jury. They would be confusing to a jury when they have to find this after the trial to find this these elements. The conspiracy end of the indictment that the murder of Tyler Ryan occurred on or between September 8th and September 9th. So that would be the end of that conspiracy. The conspiracy to commit the crime would have been completed, and the conspiracy to the murder would have been over.
Okay, there it is, you guys. Watch her. He's going to mention Tally. It's going to go back to her. Her face changes. We no longer have this happy-go-lucky, giddy little schoolgirl. Now she is starting to look uncomfortable, a little upset. She's looking like as if she may be thinking or recalling things. And watch her eyes. And then this fellow right here over her shoulder that's standing up, I love him. I cannot wait. He's FBI, and he, like I said, he testified at their pretrial hearing at Chad's. She didn't have one, but at Chad's, and gave like his account of everything that happened when they found the kids. And oh my God, if you guys have not seen that, you got to watch it. But we're going to rewind this just a little bit and watch her after Tylee is mentioned.
Ended when the crime between September 8th, that would be the end of the conspiracy. The state has pled in count 2 of the indictment that the murder of Tyler Ryan occurred on or between September 8th and September 9th. So that would be the end of that conspiracy. The conspiracy to commit the crime would have been completed, and the conspiracy to the murder would have been over. One would think that the conspiracy to commit grand theft ended when the grand theft was over. And
you guys see what I mean? What do you think about that? I don't follow Vallow Daybell. Now looking at Vallow, she looks damn completely wicked. Oh my God. So her mental health status, okay, so we didn't get the diagnosis. I think that we won't unless, because in Idaho, you can't plead insanity. So in Colorado, Letitia Stalk is getting ready to go to trial for the murder of her stepson, Gannon. She is pleading insanity. So therefore, when she does that, the court has to have access to her medical records. They will see what her mental health issues are. In Idaho, they don't give insanity defense as you can't, that's not an option. But if you are not mentally well, they will hold you in a hospital and work on you until you are, before they even charge you, because they want you to be able to understand what you're being charged with, comprehend it, and be able to take part in your own defense. So, I don't know her diagnosis. However, I do know that she is said to be competent now. She wouldn't be here. Now that she's been indicted while she was competent, I would also think that if she had some kind of slip back, that she would still have to go, because it's all about during the indictment. Now, you do need to be part of your own defense. That is a thing. But did you guys see, though, the way she's like looking around? I swear, Donna said this too. Before I ever heard it, I thought the same thing. When they mention her name, I'm paying attention, right? When they're talking about Tylee. And she gets like upset looking, almost as if she would force tears. Like she's got the I don't know, just her face scrunched up. He testified about JJ. I remember that. He was great. She only cares about herself. It is interesting, though, to see her face change. Her diagnosis is evil. Yeah. I know X amount. I can't wait. I'm like foaming at the mouth waiting for Letitia Stout to get her ass in court. I can't wait to hear every damn detail. Parawoman Radio, it's supposed to be in August. Let me look that up while we're sitting here real quick. Letitia, I could go on the Colorado court website, but maybe it'll be on the news. Okay. August 25th. Hold on. So she just went back to court at the beginning of the month. Yes, her next court date is August 25th at 1:30 p.m. Now, the trial was supposed to be in like August. 1 week ago, mental evaluation and hearing set. So 1 week ago, she went back to court. It says she initially pled guilty, changed to reason of insanity. She's done several mental health evaluations. According to court documents, the court has received a copy of her mental health evaluation because she just had another, the third. Her lawyer asked for that after she pled in the insanity defense. The next court date is August 25th at 1:30, and she has been ordered to appear. But that is not her trial. I wonder. This stuff gets pushed back and pushed back. I'm so. Okay, so her trial was supposed to be in August. Okay. She wanted to waive the jury trial. I forgot. Letitia put in a motion to have the judge be the one who decides, not to waive her right to a jury trial. He would not decide on that until she got finished with her mental health evaluation. They have it now, so the next court date is August 25th. And if I'm correct, I believe the next one will be trial. They will schedule the trial, so maybe September, October, November, hopefully, I don't know. She put on Gregory to delay. Marcy. She knew what she was doing. She definitely has those wild eyes. I do too, Bella, and I think that we will. X amount of words. It seems like it, don't you think? They really did, G. They deserve so much more. Letitia's, I believe there will be cameras, yes. A goddess doesn't need medication. Yeah, you're perfect, just with nothing. Okay. I do too, Bella. I'll be streaming Letitia's every day, especially Bentley's in school. That's going to be like one of the biggest projects of my life because I don't know, that case just hit me differently. Every case I talk about it because it hits me differently. Just like Dylan Rounds. That case is very popular right now, but I'm just not like spiritually or emotionally pulled to it. So I'm not going to cover it just because it's got popularity. She has heavy eyes. Yeah. Let's listen for a bit more just since Tylee was mentioned.
Pleadings in count 7 of the indictment indicate that the grand theft would have occurred when the grand theft was over. And the pleadings in count 7 of the indictment indicate that the grand theft would have occurred after the murder. The murder of Tylee Ryan was pled to have allegedly occurred no later than September 9th, and the murder of J.J. Vallow in count 3, that murder was alleged to have been committed on or before September 23rd. And so the grand theft was alleged to have occurred pursuant to their indictment between October 1st and January 22nd. So the conspiracy, while we can have a before portion of the conspiracy, October 1, 2019, and January 22nd, 2020.
Oh, thank you.
And so they're saying that.
So Tylee Ryan has, not Tylee Ryan. Well, yeah, Tylee had a brother named Colby, and he has a family channel. He has went through a lot of his grieving process on there, and also like them having their babies and stuff. But he was so close to his brother and sister and loved them so much. And in the beginning, he did not believe his mom was guilty. And then once he came around to it, he kind of like was just pissed at her. Then he came back with a video not too long ago that said that he'd forgiven her for all that she had done and everything. So I'm really curious. Did he, he watched this? I wonder if he'll talk about it. I doubt it, but if it already has lots of coverage. Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine if she took the stand? Oh my God, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Thanks, Johnny. Look at her smirking. Johnny making me hungry. He's always putting steaks in here and all kinds of stuff.
The conspiracy, while it could have possibly developed earlier, it could not possibly have ended in the same time that the conspiracy to commit murder would have ended. So the conspiracy to commit murder would have ended at the very least, at the very most, on September 23rd. The conspiracy to commit the grand thefts were committed between October 1st, allegedly, and January 22nd of the following year.
So I'm going to rewind like 10, 15 seconds. We'll watch her facial expressions, but pay attention in the back too, because those are the police officers that are testifying against her. Now, I know if you go to court and like the cop doesn't show up, say you get a ticket, cop doesn't show up, they'll drop it, right? So what about if you're like in a hearing like this, Crazy Mama, do you know, or LFT? If the cops, do they have to show up every single time, or is this something that they want to do? G. Yeah, hold on. Let me show you something. Just like a 2-second, like very quick thing, and we can go back later, and I have other stuff on it. This is, okay. Okay, so right here, you see Lori Vallow Daybell in the middle. I drew this on like a big poster board for school. Lori, every circle is like their connection. Every person is a square. So their connection is the circle, the square. At the bottom, you see I have like a little like chart of what each letter means. So Lori Vallow and her brother Alex Cox and Chad Daybell, which is right here, who she married, were all like Alex would have also been charged with them and been co-conspirators had he not passed away. Lori Vallow reported her kids missing and said that they were, in several different places that they were not. So she's been married 5 times, but I only included 3 of her husbands, which are part of the case. Every person with a D is deceased, and they're deceased because of the case. So Tammy Daybell, JJ Vallow, Charles Vallow, Tylee Ryan, Joe Ryan, Alex Cox. Okay. Then we have every person that is with an M. They were members of this cult or group where they did like preparation for end times and stuff like that. So you have Julie Rowe. She was like a psychic who thought she could, no, that was Zulema. I'm sorry. Julie too, though. Julie thinks she's a psychic. Zulema thinks that she can change the weather and stuff. They're both part of it. Ian Pelowski and Melanie. Melanie is Lori's cousin. They're part of it. And they're even tied in because her cousin also left her kids and there was an attempt on her husband's life and stuff. But that's confusing. So just set that aside. Melanie Gibb and David Warwick. They're all part of this little group. They were actually there and witnesses for the last day of JJ's life. Tammy Daybell was Chad's wife. She passed away in her sleep, and then he married Lori. Jason Mao, he was part of the group. Now, Lori's ex-husband, Joe Ryan, has a sister named Annie Cushing, and she has a YouTube channel called Annie, one that's called Analytics and one called something else. And she does excellent breakdowns of everything. I mean, everything. She has went into the crime scene of her brother, everything with Tylee. I mean, her videos are like 5-6 hours long. Now, JJ was adopted. He was actually Charles's sister's child. And Charles's sister's grandchild. I'm sorry. And Lori and Charles adopted him. Now that the grandparents are Kay Woodcock and Larry Woodcock. They're a huge part of the reason that this went so viral and was pushed so hard because they were very vocal and they did not give up. They, instead of them adopting JJ because his mom was not in the place to have him and his mom and dad, Lori and Charles did. Charles went to police right before he died and said that Lori was coming after him. Lori was telling him he was possessed. Lori didn't want anything to do with her kids, that it was going to end badly, and no one listened. You can see the body cam footage of that. It is chilling. So there's some of it. There's a lot more. I mean, because this went on for a long time before the kids were ever even found. Hey, Andrea. It's all connected to Lori. Yep. Julie Rowe. Julie Rowe is the psychic who came out and she actually wrote several books with Chad. She's done a lot of interviews. She said that Chad also hit on her in certain ways that he did Lori and stuff. She initially came out in his defense. But then once the kids were found and stuff, she really changed her tune. Can you pull it up so I can see the bottom, please? I'm sorry, it's an overlay. I wish I could. At the bottom right here, let me see if I remove this banner. Will that? Yeah, there you go. So, Melanie, Lori's little cousin, had a whole family, a husband named Brandon, and all their kids. She left her kids and went out to be part of this end times cult. She got divorced and very quickly, within a few weeks of knowing him, married Ian. Ian has an ex-wife named Natalie, and they have kids together, and she's very concerned for their kids because of all of this mess. So, and all of these people, a lot of them have done interviews and stuff, so it can go really deep. If you get on here, if you want to, and you search YouTube for some of this, there's so much. You could spend 2 weeks researching and not have it all because there's a lot. Thank you, Andrea. He had a great day. Yeah. I hope they haunt her every waking and sleeping hour. Me too. Yeah. Her niece is another one I wouldn't mind smacking the truth out of either. I know. Oh, hell no, she's not innocent. And she knows exactly what was going on. If they went and tried to kill her husband, so there was an attempt on Chad's wife, Tammy, before she passed. There was someone tried to shoot her. She called police and said it was a paintball gun. Same thing happened with Melanie's um Melanie's ex-husband. Someone tried to shoot at him. He thought it was a paintball gun, but he knows that it wasn't because it hit the car and like they found out it was a real gun. The people driving, he recognized the vehicle to be Tylee Ryan's Jeep. So he knew, you know, who was involved. Oh, thank you, Lynn. I can't believe you found that. I know it is hard to do. It's a lot. There's a lot. Okay, watch this part right here though. Let's watch the cops in the back and
so to the conspiracy to commit murder would have ended. So the conspiracy to commit murder would have ended at the very least, at the very most.
look at this cop while her attorney is giving his like why he thinks that whatever that she should be given more slack. Look at this cop. He's literally like this. I'm sorry, you guys. How has her niece stayed out? Okay, sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh. How has her niece stayed out of jail for so long? I don't know. I have no idea. I think that she ended up like switching and telling everything. Sorry, I had to keep it muted because Bentley screamed and crying at being a little baby. Ah, okay. I'm pretty sure the cops only has to appear if they are taking the stand, but correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I was thinking. Didn't notice this stuff at first watch. Yeah, it's kind of weird to look back a second time you notice things you didn't see before. Lynn, he's too tired. He will not listen. Hey, Marshall, good to see you. He just wants to be part of this live. Yeah, but this one's really bad. Like some of them, I might could talk a little bit around him, but I mean, this one's pretty scary. Imagine, do you guys remember all the stuff we found out at the pretrial hearing? That's where we found out. That's where we heard. Matter of fact, hold up. That's what I'm going to pull up for us. Let me watch this next 15 seconds. Look at his face.
On September 23rd. The conspiracy to commit the grand thefts were committed between October 1st, allegedly, and January 22nd of the following year. And so those don't line up.
Well,
So,
Mr. Thomas, though, can't you have an ongoing conspiracy of different offenses? I mean, a classic conspiracy is like a drug conspiracy where somebody's doing a delivery of a controlled substance and then a week later another delivery and a week later another delivery, and that's all part of a grand conspiracy charge that would have multiple offenses. Isn't the time frame open through all of these charged offenses?
sort of, but not after the conspiracy to
That's just weird. What's with the hairdo, Melly Mel? I don't know. I don't know. Marcy, I did good. I had teary eyes for like 30 seconds and then I was okay. Okay. The hairdo just reminds me of like very juvenile, very childlike. I don't know. But I want to show you guys something. This is graphic, so trigger warning. Oh, okay. This is graphic. This is actually a different cop that described Tylee being found. I thought he was really handsome. Actually, hold on, I'll show you guys. So let's see. I only have about 15 minutes and I got to run. And this is 50 minutes long, but I won't even watch it all. Very graphic.
Hey, it's Adam from.
So I will have to mute while we're listening and then I'll come back.
Were found and moved to the side. We used a backhoe to come in, and the backhoe then excavated that initial, what I'm estimating to be 10 foot by 10 foot area. And the backhoe went approximately 2 feet down after that in that approximately 10 foot by 10 foot area.
Chad's lawyer gave this man hell and he did so good. I mean, but like do y'all think he's cute? He's very cute. Thank you, Johnny. So he's talking about in their backyard, Chad and Tammy had a pet cemetery right by where they burn stuff, right by where their little burn pile is. And they took a backhoe. They wanted to basically take a tooth and comb to every little piece of dirt to see what they could find.
And we also took for this area and all areas, we have measurements, that we shot in. So we know exactly on this property where that area was. So we know this approximately 10 foot by 10 foot area. We know where that is on the property. We know where burial site 1 was on the property. We know where burial site 2 is on the property, eventually when we get there. So the backhoe started excavating this area.
Okay. And what happened as the backhoe started? What happened after that?
So once the backhoe had kind of processed this 10 foot by 10 foot area, gone approximately 2 feet down, the backhoe started to expand from the 10 foot by 10 foot area, going a little bit north. And as that backhoe was expanding from our original 10 foot by 10 foot area, the backhoe uncovers 2 potential vertebrae. And we stop and we have our anthropologist make an assessment on those bones. Are they animal? Are they human? Our anthropologist couldn't make the determination with those 2 bones at that time. As I'm standing there waiting for the assessment to be made from the anthropologist, I caught an odor that I can associate with my experience with possibly being decomposing, human remains.
Okay.
And between
this just makes me so sick, but also it keeps me passionate about this because what they did to these kids is beyond evil. This is beyond your regular true crime. This is the most disturbing, sick shit. And for him to have the nerve, if he comes in and blames it all on her, oh my God. Looking at him is like looking at the damn devil. I swear, that's how it feels. He feels I just, oh. And now in the back, you'll see this older man, shaking his head and getting upset and emotional. That is JJ's grandpa. The ones that I told you guys are who looked for, who were very vocal and would not give up. And you're so welcome, G. I want you guys to follow this with me because we're on this until the end. So I can't imagine the team who had to do oh my God, crazy mama. Me either. On either one. I just hope it happened fast. I hope Tylee had no idea what was coming. Well, there was a point in time where Melanie Gibbs says that she was on the phone with Lori and she heard Tylee in the background say, "Mom, I'm not a zombie. I'm not a zombie, Mom. You know that, right?" Or something like that. And now I don't know, was that on recording? Because I feel like I even maybe heard that, but I know that it was talked about. She certainly knew that Mom thought that she was a zombie. I've got cold chills just thinking about it. Oh, I know. Oh, Bella, you wait until this is awful. I'd almost want to be a member of her defense team. Talk about a learning experience. Good gracious, I'd be ready to take in on anything after this damn client. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to mute again.
Waiting for the anthropologist to make an assessment that she can't make yet. And then smelling the possible, odor that I'm familiar with of possibly being decomposing flesh. I made the decision, okay, we're going to stop using the tractor. Let's get the tractor out of the way. And then let's have the team focus on hand tools and let's see what we come up with right here. Okay. This is interesting.
So when you recovered the two animals you talked about, did you experience that same smell?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Why he says that is because, like I said, it was a pet cemetery. So they did recover animals during the process of this too. And crazy mama, think about this. JJ was autistic and he had pretty severe autism. He wasn't high functioning. Because of that, they got him a dog, what do you call it? Not a guide dog, but like a dog to help him. It was his support animal. This dog made all the difference in JJ's life along with his medicine. For like an entire year before he passed, he only had 1 month prescription filled, so he wasn't getting his medicine. And the dog, she gave it away. She gave it back to the guy they got it from in August. Now these dogs, I know, crazy mama. Oh my God. Now these dogs, they become very attached to the people that they go to help. And they are, he was trained in a specific way just for JJ. So giving him back is a huge deal, not to mention the effect it's going to have on this baby. Not only is he unmedicated, not getting attention, but now you've taken his dog and his sister. Then you take his sister who took care of him, was like a mommy to him. Oh, really, Bella? I have a lot of friends with kids on the spectrum. Melanie Gibbs said she heard Tylee say that. Yep. I didn't know that about the meds and the dog. Oh, yeah. The dog handler, like the guy who trained him, put out a big post and stuff about it. And he was like really pissed and heartbroken. He's the one who said, like, this dog was trained for JJ specifically. What do you do now? And oh my God, the meds. Yeah, they had filled 1 prescription in the last year. And then the insurance money. Yes. She not only collected that, but she also collected Tylee's money for her dad passing away. Well, actually, no, she did not get Charles's. Her ex-husband changed the insurance policy right before he passed to his sister. So she did not get that. They did get Tammy Daybell's insurance money. And I'm not sure. With the kids, they just got their death benefits from their dads. It's sick. So
you said you moved on to hand tools. Tell us what happened then.
So as the team was using excavating this area, just a little bit north kind of at the I'd say I'm estimating right now, kind of at the north side of our 10 foot by 10 foot original pet cemetery area. We eventually, the next significant thing is we hit a bone, sticking out of the ground, and it kind of leads into some flesh. And at the time, our anthropologists still can't make a determination if that's animal or human. And so the team starts trying to.
Now, I want to say, Chad and Alex tried to burn Tylee. Alex's phone shows him being at Chad's house all night long, the night Tylee went missing, and like 15 minutes when JJ went missing because they buried him. Now, the neighbor said there was a huge fire, like an all night long fire. I don't believe they anticipated how hard it was going to be to burn her. Yes, Chad had worked as a grave digger and stuff, but you got to remember when they're cremating bodies, they're in like an incinerator. They're not out in an open field with all the oxygen. It's going to take longer. It's going to take a heat that that fire may not even get that hot. So what was left basically of Tylee was bones and little bits of burnt flesh. And I'm sorry to say that to you guys. My God, Patty. Charles's money went to his sister. Yep, thank God. She was benefiting from money allocated to the children. Yep. Yes, she was. Hello, Guidance in Life. Happy to see you. Oh my God, crazy mama. I know. You guys remember Donna said that they ate part of her? And Donna said they wouldn't find every bone, and they didn't. They are missing a bone. One
excavate whatever this is. And then eventually we're able to excavate a few pieces. The major piece ends up being a pelvic piece.
And is that something you recognize as being a pelvic piece?
I'm sorry, I muted that in the middle of talking. So I believe it was a leg bone they did not recover. I would have to go back and refresh. If you guys remember, let me know. But Donna, in her reading, said that, yes, crazy mama, she did say that. Now, I don't know if it's true. That's a psychic reading. However, she's gotten so much right about the case. You can't help but look at the other things she's saying and go, oh, I don't know, Parawoman Radio. And what if it's some kind of like satanic or religious, there's some kind of meaning to it? I don't know. Who knows with these people? Now, this is going to get bad, and I'm really sorry, you guys. If you can't handle it, just come back in a few minutes or the next.
But I mean, a pelvic piece is pretty familiar to me. So I would say I could recognize it, but I'll say possible pelvic piece.
And what else did you find that day?
So that was significant. These pieces at that time was significant. Once the team, recovered those pieces, based on those pieces that were recovered, the anthropologist.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
Without testifying as to what the anthropologist told you,
Okay.
did you ask the anthropologist to make an assessment?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened in your search after that?
So that was essentially that was where we stopped processing for the day.
Okay.
So that became we knew at that point we had found human remains. So that was where we stopped processing for the day. That became then burial site number 2. I then made a new perimeter, a new outline of where our new excavation site would be for burial site number 2, based off those remains we just found. And that's all going to be mapped in. So we have the data for this new area. And that's burial site number 2 now. And then that's essentially where we ended for day 1.
Okay.
And then the pieces that were recovered, and those pieces appeared to be burned. Some of them were pink still, so there's a lot of tissue still involved. And then again, it was pieces, so dismembered. And then those pieces were put in a body bag. The coroner was there, sealed up by the coroner, and then removed from the scene. So all human remains from day one were taken, you know.
Okay. And to your knowledge, was the scene secured at that point?
Yeah, and then so all general evidence. So besides the human remains, which is what we've been focused on, there was a lot of other searching going on, taking place. All general evidence from the day was sealed up, documented, you know, through our paperwork. And then that was all provided to the Rexburg Police Department, and that was handed off to them at the end of day one. And then the scene was secured. The local police, Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Rexburg Police Department secured the scene overnight, and then ERT departed late in the afternoon on day one.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask that this exhibit marked as State's Exhibit 26 be shown to the defense and handed to the witness.
He makes me so sick I can't stand looking at his stupid ass.
Exhibit 26 will be shown to the witness.
Agent, do you recognize Exhibit 26?
I do.
What is it?
It's another photograph that our photographer would have taken.
Okay, and is that incorporated in your report?
It is.
And is that a true and accurate representation of what you observed at what we call burial site number 2?
Yes, burial site number 2 in the pet cemetery.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask that State's Exhibit 26 be entered into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you. Exhibit 26 will be admitted.
And then I'd ask that this exhibit marked as State's Exhibit 27 be shown to the defense and handed to the witness.
I love Rob Wood. He is in this for justice.
Exhibit 27 is being shown to the witness.
Agent, do you recognize Exhibit 27?
I do.
What is it?
That shows burial site number 2, and those are the stakes that I put up to mark the perimeter of burial site number 2 once we had identified the human remains.
Okay. And is that a true and accurate representation of what you observed at burial site number 2?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for State's Exhibit 27 to be entered into evidence.
No objection, Judge. Exhibit 27 will be admitted.
Agent, you talked about, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, how you started excavating, or at some point you were excavating burial site number 2 with the backhoe, correct?
Correct.
And then you expanded your search northward.
Correct.
Is State's Exhibit 27?
It's kind of right on that border,
Okay.
and so it's kind of hard to tell without looking at the final data from our Faro scanner and our total station.
You discovered the bone. Is that the area where you discovered the bones that you talked about on day 1?
Yes,
Okay.
the bones that in the morning we arrived back on scene, and we would have started a similar process, crime scene sign and log, entry photos again to show how that scene is at that time. I would have started another, for the team leader, I would have started another admin log that I would have filled out, and then another preliminary survey. And then our primary, we had a lot of objectives, but the primary objectives were obviously to finish the excavation of burial site number 2. And I think we were still finishing the processing of the fire pit area. And we haven't really talked about that, but finishing the fire pit area.
Okay. Can you tell the court what you found on day 2 at burial site number 2?
So burial site number 2 is a little bit more complex for us, I think, but it was the same process. There's a story to be told here at this grave. So we want to do the same thing, layer by layer, noting any significance. The difficulty, I think, for us for this one was the way these human remains were found. So it was kind of this, for lack of a better term, it was kind of a mass of dismembered human remains. Burnt, partially burnt. And so we did the best we could. It was kind of hard to recognize, like, what are we looking at here initially? You know, what is this? We know there's tissue here, there's organic matter here, and we just couldn't recognize what we were dealing with. But layer by layer, we ended up just excavating all around this mass of human remains. And we ended up excavating all the way around it. And at the very bottom of this mass, we find, this melted green bucket. And then to the bottom, the side of that green bucket, we eventually find a skull. And then to the side of that skull, we find a mandible with some teeth. Those are the significant things that you could finally see and recognize out of this mass.
Yeah, pretty fucking disgusting. They found a mass of burnt flesh. They could not even recognize what it was until they saw a skull and a damn jawbone. I just can't. That is just so disgusting and upsetting. I cannot understand.
And so the team did the best they could to kind of excavate around this and kind of tell that story. And again, we'd stop every so often, take photos, take scans, and document that excavation process, just like we did at the burial site 1, layer by layer. And then eventually it came the decision point of, okay, now we need to try to lift these remains out of burial site 2.
What happened when you tried to do that?
So when the team tried to lift the remains, this mass out of burial site 2, it fell apart. So what ends up happening is just a removal of pieces into the coroner's body bag. And then once we get the pieces into the body bag, our anthropologist and the coroner essentially do, as best they can, an inventory of what pieces we have, so that I know, as a team leader, how much more do we need to look for in this grave? Because I don't want to leave at the end of the day with only partial remains and there's something else in there. And so even after the bigger parts of the mass and pieces are removed, the team, we still need to continue, digging out this grave, going further than what the pieces we saw were, sifting. And the sifting operation, we didn't talk about that. The sifting operation happened in burial 1 also. A sifting operation continues in burial site number 2. And we're looking for any other pieces of evidence. We're looking for small pieces of bone, small teeth. So we continue those operations until we think we've got all the human remains. So we can give get everything out of there. And then one thing that we also did was, even once we finished that process, we used the backhoe to go even deeper and wider at each of these burial locations, just to ensure, we got everything.
Mm-hmm. And did you find anything else at either site 1 or 2 when you did that expansion search?
We did not.
Okay. Thank you. And once all those remains were, you may have already answered this, I apologize if you did. Once those remains were all removed from the ground, what did you do with them?
The coroner would have sealed the body bags, and then the coroner would have removed them from the scene.
Okay. All right, thank you. Agent,
welcome.
Sorry, you guys, I'm right here. I'm trying to get outside with y'all so I can smoke a cigarette and talk to you more. See, I'm not going to, I knew I was muted. I couldn't carry everything and unmute. I'm not going to censor to stop even when it gets graphic, because that's the point of my channel. So if I just want to warn people, so if they cannot handle it, that they can leave and come back. I was not, it makes you upset, yeah, but I think it's necessary to get through the details because they're important, right? The details of this case, of the way they found her, make all the difference to me. You know what I mean? I wasn't muted. I was looking so I could smoke a left-hand cigarette while I finished talking to you guys and carry all my stuff outside. January, I know. Margot, I cannot either. I really, really can't. And also the way they found JJ was pretty crazy. They found JJ wrapped in plastic, super like duct taped with all the rocks, like all these weird rocks over him. I don't know. Why did they dispose of them so differently? You know what I mean? And what in the world let me show y'all something. Let me show you something, okay? Stop. StreamYard, share. Look at this. Look at this little girl. This is Ty Lee. After Charles was killed. Left-handed cigarette. Mm-hmm. It's heart-wrenching, I know, but it's just... They make left-handed cigarettes now? Yeah. You just got to twist them up or whatever. Look at her. An innocent little child, you guys. Oh, listen to her singing. It's probably echoing. Let me mute for a sec. There was no echo? Okay, good. She's so nervous. Once they start talking, it probably will. I'm going to smoke a regular old cigarette first, though. Did Bentley fall asleep? That was fast. Look at her. She's so... She is, Margot. That's exactly what I was thinking. Her knuckles are cracking hard. Yeah, we can just a minute. You can. I can hear him through the walls, too. Anyways, my point is, what did this little girl do to deserve that? Look at her. She's 16 years old. Okay. She's 16 years old. You know what I mean? I don't know what she ever could have done to deserve that. She took great care of her brother, too. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Lori, why didn't she give him to the grandparents? So Lori was questioned at this time. Melanie Gibb was with her. It was some cringy, weird police interviews. Okay, so after this, I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. What do you guys think about this missing girl? Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to show you after we got through that at the end. I want to see what you guys think about this. Oh, been helping with your grandbaby. That sounds so fun. Yep. These children went through absolute hell. They absolutely did. Let me pull up my YouTube channel. I want to show you guys a picture. Hold on just one second. I don't know what to think.
I think we're unique because now
I don't have a good feeling about this missing Kylie. I don't, and I want you guys to look at this and tell me what you think and what you see. Lori was mad that the Woodcocks got the money. Yep, if they wouldn't have got the money, I bet you they would have gotten JJ. She did not know what to think that he did not leave her that money. She did not know what to think. They were her possessions or control. Okay. Now, you guys look at this. Share screen. I just can't believe that Christine did that for me. Teresa had her do it as a surprise. These tie-dye graphics. That's the sweetest, most exciting thing. It's pretty good, but it needs just a little bit more. Okay, so look at this. For one, here's the picture from Crime Stories Obsessed of, I think it's that Kate girl that was with the boyfriend, Kylie, and then Meg's. The looks on their faces are kind of weird, don't you think? Like, I don't know. I wish that we could see it in full here, but it won't. Like, we got to look at one part and then the other part. And why did they not mention that hoodie? That's just sketchy to me. That's weird. Obviously looking at her in it. Now, this is the really weird thing that just looking at these pictures. Oh, where'd the photo go? Who had that posted? Oh my gosh, where the heck? There it is. Look at her neck right here. Doesn't that look like a scratch? Right there. It doesn't look big enough to be a hickey to me. It's like a line. You know what I mean? It's not very wide. What do you guys think? Mags. Okay. A Meg. Like, do you see the scratch? Am I tripping? Do you think it's a scratch? They could be big acid users. I have a very close friend that got into doing acid a lot, and they're different people now. You can see it in their eyes. Huh. There is a lot of strange. Poor grandparents having to listen to all this. I know, Eli. That's pitiful. You see it? Yeah, it's not clear. It's not clear enough for me either. It's a scratch and bruises, but it certainly is clear enough to me that it looks like a line. That's what Pointer Lover said. That Lynn said Pointer Lover said that, but to me, that it might be a hickey. But to me, it does not look. It looks linear, right? Like small and very thin, like a. I don't know. That made me uncomfortable. It reminded me of Chris Watts with that scratch on his damn neck. Definitely a mark on her neck. Well, I'm hopeful that the police hopefully noticed that. I just can't believe what it's blown up into. I'm happy that she's gotten the attention, but think about this. There was another woman that went missing in the same area that day. She's barely gotten any attention. But not only that, I mean, there are kids and women that go missing every day, lots of them, right? And okay. And I don't know. It's always the cute blondes that get all this media attention, and all the attention. Social media goes crazy. We have Gabby Petito. We have her. We have even Summer. And I would love to see that amount of effort, attention, and going into a Black woman or an Indian woman or a Black boy or, you know what I mean, an Asian kid or whatever. Just to me, it just doesn't feel that well balanced. And maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but I got to be honest with you. I was talking with Incognito Gypsy about it, and she's actually the first person that I'd heard point that out. And I got to thinking, yeah, her telling everyone to contact law enforcement. I know. Contact her instead of law enforcement. I meant like filtering tips. That's weird. Same side as CW as well. A couple went missing in the same county the other day, too. She had what looked like a bruise on her arm the first day. Hmm. Oh, Margot. Let's look under her post, like Lynn said, and see what people are saying. So, this one. Kylie does not appear to be the least bit happy or impressed by the situation. I wonder about the nature of her friendship. I thought the same thing. Kylie looks a little bit like, just like, not happy, doesn't want to be there. And the other girls, like the look in their eyes, I don't know. They don't look the same. She's wearing the sweatshirt. Great find. It blows my mind how it's so casual that 16-year-olds are being permitted to drink. Oh, shoot. Yeah, me too. I mean, she has a beer right on the damn table at a restaurant. Wonder what Black Hoodie Mags has on. I don't know, but it feels like her friends know more. Kylie's eyes look like she's been crying. Shoot. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep kicking us out. Let's look under this picture and see what people say. She has a bruise on her arm, too. Could have had a fight. I love Humanimal. Could have hurt herself, though, being wasted. Pointer Lover says it's her hair. Huh? Cherise, that does look odd. Maybe a bruise, scratch, or a birthmark. Looks like a piece of hair on her neck. I've read that her legs had some other bruises or scratches, had some weird thing painted on her leg. I wonder if she used paint to cover something, but allegedly she boxes or fights. Who knows? Both of these girls know what happened. If you have not seen the movie Girl Fight, it's possible they did something to her. Charlie says, personally, I thought it looked like a hickey, and there was a smaller one on her other side, higher up. Something does not seem right when she said she spoke to her around that time when her phone was shut off. Yeah, she last saw her at 12:25. Callie's phone is shut off by 12:33. What? And someone made a good point, and I mentioned this earlier, but I don't think it came across right. But if she would have gotten her car and say it had GPS in the vehicle and it turned on, the GPS would have led her the complete opposite direction of the water. So I think someone shut it off. I think she realized she cannot drive and try to get a ride from someone. That's her hair. Interesting, you guys. I don't know. I hope that they find her. I mean, it's very possible that she got kidnapped and taken into human trafficking, and she's alive and well. So I also thought she looked like a mini Courtney. Which one? Mini Courtney Love is in the middle. The struggle in their eyes, I see it, and it hurts me. I know those eyes too, Margot. Especially Kylie's. The other two, I gotta say, they look a little mischievous in the face, right? Like, look at her. She does look like a mini Courtney Love. That's crazy. But yeah, she looks kind of mischievous. Kylie looks just so not comfortable and unhappy. I don't know. They are, Bella. Where I come from in West Virginia, you got to be 25 to buy beer now. 25. Got to be 21 to buy cigarettes. Maybe the friendly fight Sammy mentioned. Okay, I know you know those eyes. Absolutely, Margot. You guys, is there anything else that you need to talk to me about or want to talk about before I go? And then April, I noticed that too, and I not just thinking of drugs is what made me think about it, but I'd say it's probably acne. Looks like Sammy a little. She's too evil looking. I don't know, you guys. I do know that in wait, what? At 12:26? I thought she last saw her at 12:25. Kylie left at 12:30 and her phone was off by 12:33. Bubblegum Disney grunge. It is. That's true. They are a little grungy, which is cute. I mean, that's fine. But 12:36 also. Well, maybe I'm off, you guys. I think some of that on her face was moles or freckles and bumps, maybe. I'm getting ready to stop, so yeah, give me just like 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you guys wanted to talk to me about. I'm going to get off of here and in a second and take Trenton to football practice. I'm planning on doing a live on Real Talk soon. I want to do like life hacks. And Incognito Gypsy said that she will try some with me. Life hacks, makeup hacks, food hacks, whatever. So I think that will be fun. Maybe monkeypox too. You never know. Definitely said 12:36. Well, thank you, Bella Blonde. You guys corrected me. I'm human. You know, I don't know, and I've not followed this as closely due to other other things. I'm following it, but her phone was off at 12:33. That's what I thought. Okay. I don't know, Patty. There's weird stuff with the boyfriend too, but he did say that he did not ever date Sammy. I just think if you guys haven't seen my pre-recorded videos on it, definitely check them out. Oh, thank you, Marcy. And yeah, I guess I'll come back to you guys soon. I'm trying to think if there. I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention, but I'm losing it. I lost it. It's gone. Okay, Sugar Magnolia. Thank you, Margot. I'm interested too. Um, really interested. I know Brittany's been covering it. She's been doing a great job. She went on Zavrel's. She actually went on Zavrel's panel with what's his name, you guys? The bigger YouTuber who's covering it. Like he has a couple million. And he sings and stuff too. What is his name? Why is it? I can't think of it right now. I watch too much true crime. You know about every case. That's all right. Ryan Upchurch, thank you. Ryan Upchurch was on panel with Brittany. I thought that was so damn cool. I love that for her too because she's gotten a lot of heat lately. And it's like sometimes I think there's a lot of jealousy going on with people and they get so angry and hateful and vindictive and mean over maybe they don't even realize they're jealous, right? But Brittany's going to do great things. I really believe that. Jagger is Kylie's ex-boyfriend. Now that's the confusing part too. Sammy says she doesn't have a boyfriend. Then Jagger comes out and says he is currently her boyfriend. Oh, thank you, Sugar Magnolia. I'm sorry, I can't with Ryan. Ooh, really? Thank you, Bella. Um, hmm. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. I still can't remember what I wanted to daggone say. And it was important. Like, it was something about, like, gosh, I don't know. I would like to interview Ryan Upchurch. I've messaged him on TikTok to ask him about that because he's also been like a little bit vocal in Summer's case. Icked Mel. Yeah, he's really great too. Okay, I don't know. I can't remember what it was. If I do, I know. I swear when I end this, as soon as I hit end, it's going to come like right to my mind. Yeah, I definitely want to hear that, Margot. I was sitting here trying to think of what it was I was wanted to say before I hit end. I can't remember. Anyways, I hope you guys are subscribed to Real Talk with Alex. I plan to do that live about life hacks, and I've also considered doing another live over there discussing kind of my story about just. I haven't decided yet, but um, sometimes I feel like certain things should just need to be said, and it takes. I don't know. So I'm thinking about doing a live about some of my personal experience here on YouTube and some of the things that I've been through, and just kind of chatting with you guys about where it's at now. Because I don't necessarily consider myself part of the trauma community. However, I do watch some of it, probably 50-50. I watch true crime and that. And I want to know what's going on. But it's gotten to a place where it's so toxic, so dark. It feels just plain evil on here sometimes. Um, and yeah. Oh, Marcy, thank you. Ooh, you're in South Africa. How cool, Bella Blonde. I get the sense he has no idea what he's talking about when I do hear him talk. But that being said, a high profile person with an interest in a dying case isn't a bad thing. Absolutely. Jody, we do need a Discord, but I don't know how to do it. If you guys wanna create one for my channel, and we can all have a place where we can talk all the time, even if I'm not live, let me know. Leave it in this chat and down below in the comments, and maybe we can make that happen. Chroma, I know, Margot. It does. I love you too. And oh my God, it does. Because some of the shit that gets talked about and like it's so petty. It's like, please tell me that you are not spending like this much of your time upset about this. Some of it is very serious, but some of it is just so damn stupid and petty and ridiculous and like, oh, I made her a thumbnail and now we're not friends anymore and she's still using it. Or, oh, she titled her video like mine. Or, oh, I don't like the way she wears her hair. Or, did you hear her talking to her husband? You know what I mean? It's like, God. I can be a petty Betty, don't get me wrong. I think anybody can, right? If you're pissed off enough and you're in the right, like at that time in your life and in that situation. At this time in my life, I like to keep things pretty calm. But Lynn, will you and Margot, um, can we create like some kind of group chat with the three of us and build a Discord? Margot, do you have Facebook Messenger? We all can when pushed, absolutely. But at a certain point, you got to realize some of it is just not worth it. And I know, like, I have friends that, get so hurt by some of this, and it's hard to watch sometimes. Word, let's do it. I do. Okay. Yes, we can. Fun. Okay. Margot, will you message me on Facebook and then I'll create the group after that? This is my name on there. Put it in the chat. Allie Erickson. And then anybody else who wants to join the Discord, let me know. I don't know how you join, but they'll tell me, and then I'll tell you guys. YouTube, oh my God. It is. And then, the Mean Girls stuff, right? You hear it referenced a lot, but I'm sorry, it is like that. And I'm not talking about one specific group of people either. I'm talking about all groups. They all can get like that, right? Like, yay, X amount. This will be so fun. Okay, I'm really excited. If you guys want to join Discord, let me know. And yeah, or Messenger or that email. Margot has my email. The petty eventually gets old. It gets to be not funny anymore, and you got to know when to stop. Absolutely. Also you got to. I'm not going to let somebody use my personal life for YouTube content and entertainment. I'll find you and message you. Perfect. Ooh, Sugar Magnolia, I have to come check out your channel. I wore pink because it's Wednesday. Wait a minute. I'm wearing pink, kind of that peachy dress. See? Well, now I don't have the light on me, but. I'm going to start going. Okay. All right. The lawnmower's getting ready to run here. I have to go anyways and take Trenton to practice. I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome night. I'll see you soon back here and on Real Talk, and I'll make a post about the Discord once we get it set up. I hope you guys have a great night, and I really, really appreciate every single one of you, and I really do. I don't say I love you, and I mean that. Do I mean I'm absolutely madly in love with you guys? No, but I love you. I care about you. You mean the world to me. Like, I appreciate you. So, thank you for being here, and thank you to my mods for taking the time out of your day to help me. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.